respecting Major Paul's time, especially, and not to say that everyone else's time is not valuable, everyone's is. So very good morning, and let me start with an introduction to Major Paul, who's a remarkable person. I know him because of our common connect with IIRIS Consulting, and he's a risk and resilience professional with over 25 plus years. Not only that, but he's been involved with the corporate sector, and it's literally a who's who of what the biggest and largest MNCs and brands could be, and sectors like hospitality, e-commerce, chemical and manufacturing, banking, ITES, etc., etc. He was originally in the strike arm of the military, which means permanently being alert and being aware of whatever's happening. So he manages many high stakes operations in terms of intelligence and investigation. So there's a deep interest in human psychology and how people behave, not only in normal circumstances, but in difficult circumstances. He's been influencing public policy for better management, better security sort of provision in peacetime and in war. He's familiar with law and law enforcement. He knows and teaches proactive communication skills, especially for senior management. And he's a well-known international keynote speaker at many places, especially with the corporate risk and the corporate security management, industry. So finally, I don't want to, I mean, I could go on for the whole day, but I would say he's a fantastic person also. And so I would like to hand over to Major Paul, and I know it's going to be a rocking session. So please go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, CLC, for considering me worthy of coming here and speaking on this particular step. It gives me a lot of pleasure to be here. And this is one of my pet subjects. So I always say that we have to be proactive. We have to take ownership of our own safety and security. So this is something that I do. And so normally people come and tell me that, can you conduct a class on self-defense? I always say that, you know what, that's a wrong word to use. A lot of people have this misconception that after listening to half an hour or 45 minutes of class, they'll suddenly become a mixed martial arts fighter. It's not. They spend years and years and years, then only they can enter into the ring. So here our thing is not to get into a fight and escape or kill the other person or hurt the other person. So it does not happen that way. So that's what I do. That's why I titled my lecture as Avoiding Conflicts. And this conflict is the physical one and not the mental conflicts that we have, because that's a whole subject, and I'm not fully qualified to handle that. So I will deal with the easier one of going for the physical conflict. So saying that, I will start off with I'll show you some slides. If at any point of time you guys have any questions, you all must ask me, and I'll be willing to answer. And I hope it makes sense to you guys. Okay, here goes. Let me do the technological wonder of trying to share my screen. Yes. Has the magic happened?
Yes, it has, Paul. Yeah.
Yes, we can see it. Yeah.
Oh my God. Let's start. Okay. So this is about avoiding conflict. A brief note about I am the CEO of IIRIS Knowledge. So we got these three things which we are doing. We conduct something called integrated coaching, and we got trainings, and we got conferences. And I'm personally very interested in volunteering and educating people, because I always believe that as soon as we make the world safe, the less work for us professionals, which is good, so that we can do something instead of just running around trying to control situation. We can think of proactive measures. Yeah, this is the agenda. We'll go through it. So a whole lot of times when we start off with this training, people have this expectation. So I'll just show you this small clip.
When you use Zoom.
So you can actually stop sharing and do that again and do what
Yeah.
Sanjay is suggesting, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So So this is just a video just for you guys to understand what is happening. So a whole lot of times when people come for these self-defense classes, they expect that they will be able to fight like Ip Man and start demolishing their opponents, which unfortunately is not true. If you guys are thinking that this is what happened after a 45-minute session, the real world is different. So this is something that I always say. What the hell? Okay, so this is the real stuff which happens. Very interesting video that I've seen online. This is called verbal jujutsu. So instead of getting into a fight, how you can diffuse situations with your talking. Why I keep telling that is that if anybody who has done some amount of martial arts or boxing or something, it's a very unpleasant feeling to hit somebody with your fist onto the face. You'll break your fist. You'll break your knuckles. Knuckles break. So if you guys are actually going down that line, remember, you have to use the hard surface to hit the soft surface. You have to use the soft surface to hit the hard surface. I do not know if it made sense. That means if you're going to hit with the fist, or you're supposed to not hit on the face, you're supposed to hit on the stomach or other such places. And if you're going to hit with the base of your hand, you're supposed to hit on the face and other such places. So don't try it. But what I'm saying is that it's a whole new world. It's a lot of stuff is there. The best fight is the fight which has not happened. So once a fight happens, then there's nothing, there are no rules. So I unfortunately, one of my friends, he got into this altercation with one person. And this guy was much more heavily built. But then he had got his rules and ethics. He was hammering the hell out of this gentleman. And then when he stopped, the other person, my friend was not a street fighter. So he stopped. And the other person bit his nose. And a piece of his nose was gone. So they did a plastic surgery and it came back. But that scar has remained forever. And for me, that has scarred me permanently, which is always telling that, okay, you know what, you have to avoid fights. So let me try and play this next video for you. And Sanjay, what did you say? What should I do?
Actually, you'll have to stop presenting. And then when you choose to present again, there will be an option which will come, to the bottom left, which says use system sound. And then you'll be able to do it. Right?
Okay, I think this is going to get a bit complicated. So we'll just go.
You can talk over it, actually.
Yeah, I think
that may be better. Yeah.
That'll be better. So in this particular video, what it says is that if suppose somebody comes to you with a very aggressive tone, what do you do? So that is something that is very important for us to diffuse situations by not getting into a staring contest, by not getting into this showing of hands. So all of us who have been in Karnataka, with all due respect to Kannadigas, all of us know the meaning of this. Yenu beku. Once this happens, that means you're in for a argument. So the minute this happens, the finger goes up, that means you're in for a issue. So, a very unfortunate thing which happened many years back, that Nirbhaya case which happened many years back. So I was in my mode of telling people that, you must be careful, you must do this, you must do that. So this lady, educated lady, she tells me, why are you telling me this stuff? I said, you initiated this topic, so I spoke to you. You should go and tell all the men in India how they should believe, how they should behave. I said, good. But by the time we get around to telling all the men in the world, maybe the woman can take some certain steps to ensure that they can remove themselves from harm's way. I'm in no way condoning what has happened to Nirbhaya. I got my very deep and very strong views on what happened in that incident. But the thing is that you have to take ownership of your own safety. If you want to expect others to take safety for you, it's not going to happen. In today's world, it's very important that not only you should take responsibility for your own safety, but you should look out for your neighbor too. If you don't, there might come a time when you might be in trouble and the neighbor will not look for you. So if you see something happening, always speak up, always say things. If you see a girl or a woman being feeling uncomfortable, talk to her. Tell her that, you know what, it's okay. You need help. The minute somebody raises the voice, things change. Don't look into your phone all the time. Be aware of what's happening around you. It will help you. So one of the things is you have to reduce the opportunities that make your target. Always look around what's happening. So if you see all those wildlife videos, the lion, the tiger, they don't go and attack the lead animal because the lead animal is the strongest one. They go attack the guy who's the weakest. How do you notice who's the weakest? So guys who have been driving in India, you can instantly make out if the driver is a new driver, the way the person is driving, the way the person is going to shift lanes, immediately it's like animal instincts. Everybody knows that. And once people discover that, then all the other drivers make hell for that person. So the minute you walk out of your house, look around what is happening. Please do a favor for yourself. You can hear that music, you can hear the satsang, you can hear the motivational talk which is happening that time when you are inside a closed room. Whenever you are in movement, that's the time when you're most aware of, most what should I say, susceptible to stuff to happen. If at any point of time you're feeling that something is wrong, trust your instincts. There is something wrong. If you feel that somebody is following you, turn around. So people don't like to be looked at when they're doing something wrong. If you're feeling uncomfortable, if somebody has come very close to you, turn around and tell the person that, do you want to walk ahead? So for me personally, I like this personal space. But then in India, personal space is a virtue which is not exactly followed. I have got into heated discussions with people in the plane when I'm trying to get off. There'll be some person who will come and bump into me. So I asked them, would you want to go ahead of me? He says, no. I said, then please take your time. There's no rush over here right now. There's no fire. So please. So the minute you tell the person that, the minute you look at the person and talk to him, nobody likes to be seen, because the minute you see, you identify the person. So always look at the person. But if you're going to look at this phone, then, well, you're gone. So just because others are looking at your phone, don't take that as a license that, oh, you know what, everybody is listening to the phone. Let me also listen to it. People who are from Mumbai or who have stayed in Mumbai would know there's a huge amount of the younger generation dying on the train tracks. Why? Because they had put in headphones into the head, and when the train was honking, that person did not listen, and the train ran them over. I mean, with all due respect, so they have died just because they were wanting to listen to music at a wrong time in the wrong place. So please don't be at the wrong time in the wrong place. Please understand what is happening.
This is really interesting, Paul. I wanted to just also say there's an urban myth that if someone is really staring at you across the room with hostile intent, if you look at their shoes, look down and look at their shoes, that puts them into an uncomfortable situation, so they back off. Is that true?
No, I think I'll have to look that up. I'll have to check that up.
All right.
So I'll have to check that up. Thank you, Sanjay. So, you know, this avoiding conflict. So if Sanjay has seen me, so I'm not exactly lightly built. I'm around 5'7". I do some exercise, so I know stuff. But still, I'm always on the lookout of avoiding conflicts. So many years back, I was in Germany, and it was a weekend, and I was walking on the street trying to see the place. So on weekends in Germany, football games happen. And football games happen, that means troops of people troop together, they have a team together, and they start drinking and all that. So I was walking down the road, I find a group of some 10-15 people, obviously some had drink, and they're walking towards me. I could have continued walking over there. I said, okay, you know what? I will not mix into the surroundings. And I thought avoidance is the better part of trying to find out if I can fight them all or not get beaten up or all that stuff. I just crossed the road. I kept my ego in my pocket and just crossed the road, and I walked from there, and things were fine. So being aware, avoiding conflict is the most important thing. A whole lot of times what happens is that you're not thinking from where this harm will come. For example, people stand at the side of the road looking at phones, and then somebody comes and snatches your phone away. So in that time, the phone may go away, but if you resist, you may fall onto the street, you may fall onto the road. At all points of time, do a situation analysis. What is most important? Your life, your hands and limbs, or a phone, or a watch, or a chain, or whatever. So be very careful of what you are showing, how you are showing. So this is a virtual session. Otherwise, a whole lot of times when you see people using the phone, they will use the phone, they will text with their thumbs and holding it very gently. So people just can pull it and run away. So there's a way to change it around also. The minute you put your index finger on top of the phone and hold it, it gets a little more difficult. Like the lion and the tiger does not go and attack the strongest one. If you make yourself a little more stronger target, they will not come for you. They'll go for the weaker one. A robber, if he sees 5 house doors which are locked and one which is unlocked, obviously he will go to the unlocked one. So make yourself a little more stronger than the average. That's enough. It's like that 2 friends got caught in the open savanna, and there was this lion coming, and one guy stops to wear the shoes. It's a selfish thing, but then but the thing is that he just wore the shoes, and he said that the other guy said, "Do you think you can outrun the lion?" He said, "No, I have to just outrun you." So it always helps that you take care of yourself. And after that, if you remember this, if all of us who have traveled in planes, they say that when the oxygen when there's requirement for oxygen, you have to first put the oxygen respirator on yourself. It might be your husband, wife, daughter, daughter-in-law, son, son-in-law, whoever. But first you put it on your face. Then you turn around. Because if you yourself are gone, how can you help them? If you talk to a lifeguard in a pool, his first thing is not to drown himself. His thing is to stay safe and help others. So here are some statistics of crimes which have been happening in Bangalore. So you can see, so for the numbers-minded people, there's been an increase of the crimes which have happened. Why it is happening, how it is happening, well, we can keep arguing on. Reporting is more, awareness is more, but yes, whatever it is, things are happening. So it's always better to be careful. So people come and tell me that, oh, you know what, this city is bad, that city is bad. So just for information, so in London, in the business, central business district, maximum amount of snatchings happen. Snatch crimes are happening. In fact, if you go and talk to the police, they will tell you that don't wear expensive watches, don't carry your iPhone 16s this way, otherwise it will get snatched. So a lot of times we have this, oh, you know what, this city is dangerous in Delhi. I mean, sorry, I took the name, sorry. What I meant to say is that we say that this city is bad, that city is bad, or this place is bad. No, it's not that. When you're offering up a situation for somebody, the opportunistic person takes it. If you see when people are traveling on nowadays, because I'm based in Bangalore, I'll speak about Bangalore. Yeah, nowadays the metro trains are chock-a-block. So you have people standing on the doorway, and when it's closing, people are busy holding the phones in this way as if they're holding a pen. It's very easy, if I was a person who had got malified intentions, for me to snatch it and take it away. So be aware of where you are. Don't just think that others are going to look out for you. Please look out for your own self. So this is again the crime rate of Bangalore in 2023. 2024 results have not come, but yes, things are not exactly, it's not all is peaceful, stuff is happening, and be careful at all points of time. So if you look at the murders which are happening, if you read the papers, persons have been killed because other person looked at him, stared at him. or they ask something more in a restaurant. I mean, stuff which is minuscule. Or else they got into an argument, they talked to his girlfriend or talked to his wife, or other person happened, this happened. So be careful of that. So road rage. Road rage is, again, I've got a couple of videos, but unfortunately this video stuff is not, I'm not able to do it. So we'll not go there. Road rage is something which is unfortunately on the rise, and all of us have experienced it in some form or the other. It can be people cutting you off. First of all, in India, the way we drive, it is God's grace that we are still alive. All of us have got driving license, but we are like James Bond with a license to kill, majority of us. Certain drivers, I was telling somebody yesterday, majority of drivers in India, I would not trust them to push a shopping trolley in a shopping mall, and they are driving a car. They are maniacs. So you have to be, what should I say? You have to do something called defensive driving. You have to be careful of how you drive. You have to take care on what you should do when people are coming close to you. You don't know what people, other day I saw this when I was young. I mean, when the children, when I'd gone to a mall many years back, there was a small game wherein you could do dashing cars. There was this video of stuff which happened in Bangalore of two cars which were dashing at each other, just merely dashing away at each other. One guy hit him on the side, that guy reversed and banged into him, and they just kept on doing that from 10-15 times, and then subsequently the police came, so they went off from there. So this is happening around us. So be careful of what is happening with you, around you. You can see the traffic cops ratio. It's difficult for them to be everywhere to come and stop stuff. There are places where you can be attacked. People come and chase you. They come to your homes, and then they come into an altercation. The story that I told you about, that my friend who got into a fight, that happened on the road. That is a road rage stuff. So be careful. So I keep telling people that in India, or else like when you have boxing has got rules. It's called the Queensberry rules. So in the boxing, the rules are that you cannot hit somebody below the waist, you cannot hit somebody behind the head, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. So there are rules. In mixed martial arts, again, there are rules. But in a street fight, there are no rules. The guy can bite you, can gouge you, can stab you with a, what should I say, with any sharp instrument that he's having. If he's a driver, he can have a screwdriver. That's enough. So this is about road rage. Always practice defensive driving. There is no need in hell. Even you see those movies that you've seen about Fast and Furious and stuff. It's all sets. They don't actually drive that way. They drive at a very slow pace, and then they speed it up and make us feel that, oh, you know what, they are drifting and they're doing this and they're doing that. In real life, it does not happen. So please be careful. There is something called a dashboard camera. This is something now, this is almost a essential item in your car. It's like a headlight. Please go and get it installed. A whole lot of times when people want to try to fleece you, they will, the minute they come and see that you got a dashboard camera, they don't. So in fact, with me, many years back, not many years, a couple of years back, I was driving my older car. I was going somewhere. Suddenly on the road, I find two of these guys coming and knocking very aggressively on the road, on my glass. It was daytime. It's not a lonely road. The road is full of traffic. It's a traffic signal. They come and knock and say that, take the vehicle to the side. So at first I thought that, okay, you know what, if I get outside, how will I deal with these guys? Then I thought, okay, you know what, it's of no use. Let me not get out. I said, what do you want? He said, this car is, you're not paid the loan. And this is many years afterwards, there was no loan also. So then these guys went on, they kept on chasing me for some time. Then I had a copy of my driving, RC book, RC copy, the card. I opened the window a little and I gave it to them. Because I thought, okay, if they're going to break the car window or something, well, that's a different story by itself. Let me see how much they go. I gave them the RC book and they took that and went off. Subsequently, I went and I found out who it was and all that. I raised a shindig on the social media. It was apparently a Bajaj finance guys who were the guy had mistaken my last number for another vehicle. So it has happened with me. I thought I was confident of myself, handling myself. So it can happen to anybody. So things do not happen to you just because you are strong, tall, dark, handsome, this sex, that sex. No, it can happen to you. Stuff can happen to you. So be very careful. If at any point of time, people, you have to stop the vehicle, always try to stay inside the car. That is always better. Whole lot of time, people will aggressively come and hit the glass window or do this and do that. It's okay. Maintain that. For them to go and break something, then it's all. We would have watched too much of Rohit Shetty movies, and glass windows do not break that fast. It's only in Rohit Shetty movie they hit and then the glass window breaks. No, it does not happen that way. So stay inside the car. Try to keep moving. Don't try to honk. A lot of us, we honk as if the horn in a car is like a death ray. We point at somebody and do bang. It appears that those persons will disappear. No, it does not disappear. So my wife is not listening to this thing. So, but once I was driving back from Kerala to Bangalore, I drove from Kerala to Bangalore without even honking once. I waited and I got pace. And not that I drive very slowly or something. I drive at a fast clip. But I did not honk. When we were going to reach Bangalore, there was this truck in front of us. My wife was not patient, so she put her hand through my hands and she told me, push the honk. I said, give him a couple of seconds. He will move away. So who wants to stay on the road? All of us have got to be somewhere. So all of us wanted to move somewhere. The road conditions are bad. So be aware of the road conditions. Just because you are also part of the problem. If there is traffic on the road, you are also part of the problem. Don't try to, you have to just be calm for a couple of minutes. Things become okay. Contacting with police is very important. So, yeah, avoiding confrontations. These confrontations can happen even in the in office scenarios. So the way you speak to people, the way you conduct yourself, that's very important. How to avoid confrontation? It's very important that you maintain distance from the person and the other person who's offended. The best way of maintaining distance is hold your hand up. Put it a little distance away until and unless that gentleman or that woman is a trained fighter. More often than not, they will not be. They're just getting angry. The minute you open your hand out and put it out ahead, you can tell them that, oh, you know what? I don't want trouble. I'm fine. I was just looking at this. I'm sorry if I offended you. When you're opening a hand, you're telling that I don't mean any harm. And you're holding a hand out. And if the person comes close, you can always push the person away. The minute you do that, you are keeping a distance with the person. The minute people come close to you, if you see fights, how they develop, you look at some YouTube videos, they'll come close to you and they will start lowering their head and they'll start doing this. They'll start squaring away. They'll become sideways. The minute their shoulders go sideways, that means believe that he's going to start off by trying to do something to you. And always remember one thing, majority of people in this world are right-handed. So if in a street fight, you will first get hit with the right hand until unless he's a left-hander, which is very few. Always look out for the hand. So always keep a distance. And when speaking to the person, try to learn to speak in an even tone. Don't raise your tone. The minute you scream, if you would have seen when discussions happen, you see any of these YouTube videos, one of the dialogues which is there is that, why are you screaming at me? Why are you abusing? Why are you using abusive words? So don't use abusive words. Don't scream. Talk properly. because you know what, I've just come here for buying this stuff. I'm just going here. I hope I've not offended you. I'm going here. Let me go. It's fine. I don't want anything. I feel it's okay. Say that, you know what, but be very firm. Be very firm. Look at the person in the eye and say with a smiling away or something like that. Be respectful and talk in a very even voice. It's not very easy, but practice it. It will help you. So if you see, I know there'll be dog lovers. I too am a dog lover, but then I'll tell something. A lot of times when people walk on the roads, this is again not for, I'm saying that we should have street dogs or not having street dogs, just an observation. When you walk on the road, at times there'll be a lot of dogs which will be following you around. The minute you run, the dog thinks it's a game. The minute you walk, and you walk a little slowly, the guy will lose interest. The minute you have people who are getting aggressive around, just walk slowly. Don't start running. Don't quicken your pace and start running away. Go to some place where it's more public are there. Go to that place. Try and go to a place where there is more public. Don't avoid these dark spots. When you're standing in the night for after a night out, after having a couple of drinks, you are waiting for the cab to come. Try and stand under the lamp light where there is some amount of light. Don't, at that point of time, don't start looking at the phone. The world will still exist. I'm very sure Kamala Harris has decided to run for the as the nominee for the presidentship. So it's fine. That's okay. Now nobody else will come. Hillary Clinton will not come back. It's okay. Just leave that phone over there. Just look at yourself, what is happening around you. When you get into this group fight, whole lot of times if you get start into the argumentative mode, and if there are guys with that other person, they will start circling you. That means you're in for trouble. And in a group fight, they're not concerned that you are alone or something. There's no that Hindi picture type that, oh, you know what, I'm going to fight alone, you fight alone. It doesn't happen that way. They are out to cause you pain, and they will cause you pain and they'll go away. So don't get into the thing of the minute you have a couple of people with them, know who's with them. Be aware of who the person is. You can easily make out who's with who. If you look at a group of people, next time when you guys go out, a similar group of people will have similar way of talking, similar way of acting, similar way of moving their hands and legs. If they're going for a holiday, they'll be walking in a certain way. If they're coming back from holiday, they'll be doing certain things. They're going for a drink, they're going to go this way. And so be very, understand what is happening around you. And it will help you a lot if you don't look at the phone. Again, the best fight is the fight that did not occur.
This is really interesting, Paul. In fact, I'm sure everyone has a bunch of questions also. So we'll just pause for a second and see if anyone has a question. I want to just, as part of the first question, just ask you. So when they analyzed, along with people in the US, the criminals who were there, who were in jail, all of the people said they were able to find the mark. Mark is somebody who is weak, the weak person of the herd. And they're like lions, lionesses in the savannah. Lions don't hunt. It's the lionesses. And they're monitoring for any kind of weakness. So one of the things is to have very strong body language. Like Archana was saying also, you know, an NCC walk. Look like you're a hard target, as they actually say. So what's your observation vis-a-vis that?
It's very important. It's very important. So that's incidentally we were speaking on this traveling on public transport. This holds good at all points of time. Be aware of where you are. Know where you are standing. Know where you are sitting. Know where the CCTV camera is. Think that what can happen if somebody snatches your phone away. So half the fight is over if you are aware of what is happening around you. If you're going to sit in a very lackadaisical manner, you're asking for trouble. So that is something which is very important. In fact, I always tell this thing to my lady friends, my daughter, my family members. Whenever they're going on in a car, in an Uber also, I tell them that, yes, Uber is a tracked vehicle, but reduce the chances of the error. I tell the person, my all the female friends that I know, is that stand in front of the car and take a photograph of the number. So they say, oh, you know what, the number all automatically comes to me. Yes, I know that. But the minute you do that, and then you get inside the car, you call me up or call whoever up and say that I'm sending the photograph of the car number to you, and I'm going to reach you this way. If by some chance the gentleman is planning to do something hanky-panky, you are just hardened yourself.
Very well put. Yes.
Yeah. So another thing, this is, I just wanted to show you guys a video of Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, the song of, this is especially when people go for holidays, they have this thing that, oh, you know what, it's all going to be rosy, it's going to be fine. And this video, I do not know if you guys have seen it. This is of a family which was coming through Bandipur National Forest. They decided to take a video with a selfie with an elephant. Obviously, the elephant was not very agreeable. So the elephant was chasing them. And thankfully, the elephant lost interest and it went off. So don't plan your holiday in such a way that you will, well, if you're a thrill seeker, join the armed forces. But don't try to do this by yourself.
Well said.
Yeah. So again, this we are speaking about this vacations. So it's very important to understand. So there's this very unfortunate incident which happened in Bangalore. All of us would have heard it. A group of trekkers from Karnataka went to some place in I think Himalayas or wherever, I forgot, and they went with a stupid guide, and they got stuck in the night, and some 10 people died. So the picture on top is after they died, the remaining people are coming back. So be very careful of where you're going. Do your own research. What do you do if you're going there? What do you do if you are walking without what's your backup if you lose your documents? Very important. I had a very funny situation when I was traveling. So I was in the army, and then I like weapons. So I landed up in Dusseldorf and was collecting my baggage. And I see this policeman standing over there. So I was looking at his weapons. Okay, you know what? He's carrying an MP5. That's a Glock. This is this. This is this. And obviously, with my big eyes, he noticed it. He said that, can I speak to you? And then he asked me, so, sir, where are you coming from? So then he asked me questions. So I responded to him. And he asked me, can I see your documents? I showed him my documents and this and that. At the end of it, I understood, if I want to see weapons, it's better that I look at it on YouTube, or else I look at it at weapons in my own country. So people look at the way they respond to the way you look at things is totally different. So understand that. So this other pictures is of some foreign national coming to India and during the festival of Holi. They might show it in the movie as something else, but unfortunately, Holi has got a lot of wrong connotations, especially for women. So be careful. Then, are you going to travel? Are you going to carry money, not carry money? I got stuck in an airport. Yeah, you guys can laugh, that's fine. So I landed up in Bangkok airport, and I found that I got 2 credit cards and 2 debit cards, and none of it was working. So it was visa on arrival. Then I discovered that I can't pay by credit card. So luckily I had got some amount of foreign currency. I managed to change it and I give it over there. And that's it. And my phone also was not working. Luckily, a friend of mine was coming to the same airport, and I waited in the airport like that Tom Hanks movie. He waited over there for a lot of years, for a long period of time. For me, I waited there for 6 hours. I could not eat, I could not drink, I did not have money. So I drank water and I stayed over there. I waited for him to come. He gave me money. So what was my mistake? I should have carried local cash. So keep currency. You don't know where that your phone's network might go away, or some emergency might happen. So carry money. It's not stylish, but it's effective. Believe me. So this is about social media exposure, which I always like to speak about. So a whole lot of us are persons who like to keep putting themselves that, oh, I'm here, I'm there, I'm there, I'm there. I'm also all over, so like social media. But what I do, I follow this principle of posting photographs at least 2 weeks after I've been in a place. So I come back from the place and I post the photographs. People, then they call me, hey, you were here? Are you here? I said, no, I'm back. "Why are you posting it now?" I said that, you know what, I posted after a delay of at least 2 weeks. It's not that I'm a high value target that I'm going to get tracked of. It's something that I like to do. So be very careful of where you're posting stuff. Your WhatsApp can be can give leads to people. A lot of time people put these status on WhatsApp, out on vacation, going to vacation for to the US. Obviously, any idiot knows that when you go to US, if you want to have a vacation, you don't come after 2 days. You want to stay there for at least for 10, 15 days minimum. So this happened actually in Mumbai. This person put that I'm off on vacation out to US or something, and the building's watchman's son saw the profile of that person and thought, okay, this person's off for 2 weeks. Let me commit the crime. So be very careful of what you're posting, how you're posting. If you're finding it difficult, ask for help. There's a whole lot of information going around about bullying, harassing, bullying and all. So be aware of it. There is social media, there is police available. Yes, Amit, you raised your hand.
Yes, so just on the vacation part, I remember one incident. I happened to be working pretty closely with some of the MIT professors. So one gentleman, he did his entire PhD research on when many of times with the modern camera or even especially phone cameras, when we take photographs, many of times the GPS location get embedded with that, and
Correct.
with a very short code you can figure it out the exact location. So this one gentleman had put that exactly took a selfie in front of the house and out for vacation for 2 weeks. So the house location and everything exact coordinate got embedded, and the muggers came, and it happened in US. Muggers came and looted the entire, to clean the entire house. His entire house was cleaned.
No, it does happen, and so always. So these days, social media, it's got a benefit, it's got a negative points. You should use it correctly. People say, oh, you know, social media is bad. I said, you know, it's like fire. You can use fire for cooking of food, or you can use the fire for burning your home down. So be very careful of how you're going to use it. People think that they can be anonymous and post whatever they want, wherever they want. No, it's not. You're not anonymous. You're a fool if you don't think that you're anonymous. When the government wants to find out who you are, where you are, well, they can, and they have done so, and they will continue doing so. All that fund of freedom and this and that is good, but they'll give you freedom with controls in your hand. So be very careful how you respond on social media. The Bangalore people will remember there's this film actor called who's that? Darshan. Darshan is presently in jail. So I do not know if you know. I'm just telling you whatever than social media. I don't know what is the actual thing. So a gentleman posted on social media on Instagram, linking this gentleman with some other woman, and he made some comments which are not very nice. And his fan base got angry. They got to step to the place and they killed him. And now our man Darshan is running around asking the judiciary if he can get home cooked food and protein rich food and all that stuff. Unfortunately for him, he's in the jail. But more unfortunate is the part that gentleman who posted, he's dead. So control what you are posting. Be very careful of how you're posting things. Yeah. So I have been talking for around 40-45 minutes, and I think I've come to the end of my session. And I would like to lay it open for suggestions. I mean, for any questions, if you guys want, I'm always willing to talk.
So firstly, a round of applause. That was an awesome session. So thank you for that, Paul. Truly well done. And yeah, it's open house. So please fire away.
Yeah, I think it was a very interesting session, Paul, where we all could, I'm sure, relate to almost every single slide of what you said. And many of us definitely with gray hairs could think of different times in our life when we have almost gone through a lot of it, either doing some of the mistakes or at least having thought of preventive measures and therefore stayed safe. So that was really, really interesting. And also, you know, the whole how to keep yourself safe, and the vibe that you give out as a safe target or as a hard target was very interesting, because without knowing the science behind it, it's funny that many times we are gifted with these things, naturally. But sometimes I think with the phone mainly, as you stressed so many times, we are not even using our natural instincts, because like we can feel it, right? When somebody is staring at you, or somebody is just acting abnormal or coming too close, taking few rounds around you, actually you can see it and sense it. But because your senses are captured, almost like with the mobile, I think I can totally relate to a lot of things. And I think I'm going back with a lot of learning of more things that can be adopted. And I'm one of those who definitely looks at things that can go wrong, because as you said, maybe in the airport, I have had many different kind of incidents where I have landed myself in what was I thinking kind of thing. So I've always learned that we have to always be prepared with a plan B, plan C. If this doesn't work, then what? But very, very interesting. And thank you so much for sharing all these
Just
things.
tell you one small incident which I read in Reader's Digest. When I was a kid, my parents used to buy me Reader's Digest. So in that, one of the life is like that. There's this column which life is like that. In that, one lady goes to, she was learning martial arts. So she goes back to her instructor and says that, master, you know what, there's no use of me learning martial arts. So he says, why, what happened? So yesterday I was walking to the car park and suddenly a guy came to mug me. I took instead of using my judo techniques, I took my umbrella, I hit him on the head and he ran away. So the guy said, you know, it is not a question of using what the art that you have. You're supposed to using what you have.
Yes.
It's not a judo tournament over there. It is just using what you have. So be
the presence
aware
of mind. Sorry, I'm interfering. The presence of mind is very important, because most of us, I think we are aware what's happening around, but we don't really realize it unless the incidents has happened, and then realize I should have done this, I should have done that.
So
very good, very well said, Mr. Paul. I think it was a wonderful presentation and a lot of things to be learned, as Archana was mentioning. And I think you are a right person. When I just hear your talk, I know it just came to my mind, you know, as a teacher, I think I would love to have you for a session for my students, mainly, you know, particularly the girls, you know, the self-defense. You know, you cited so many examples. Yeah.
So self-defense is agnostic of sex. Men are equally vulnerable to stuff which happens. You'll be surprised the amount of stuff which happens to things. So people tell you, oh, you know, why are you doing that? So you know what? It's good for bites, telling that, oh, you know what, you must take care of women. Men are also equally vulnerable. They don't know what is happening around them. So it's very important to teach people, to make them aware of what is happening.
Exactly.
I'm ready for that. And so I tell, if you look into your handbags, women carry handbags. Look at the stuff that is inside your handbag. Can it be used as a weapon? I'm not saying that you'll become an assassin tomorrow. You have a pen in that? Yes. Do you have something sharp in that? Do you have something pointed in that? Do you have something? So all these things can be used, but you have to be aware of it. So being aware wins the battle.
And I think if I may add here, like, you know, even with these youngsters, you know, especially the boys and girls going out, so many cases, including the Nirbhaya, when you read and saying, girls are following the boys where they are taking them. So I think it's very important for the boys to know where should they take their girlfriends, even if they're going. Don't go to such, you know, remote areas, and then they're helpless, right? Then what happens if 4 people come around? What will you do to you know, protect your friend also? So I think equally important. I totally have to raise both my hands for boys and girls.
So a whole lot of times people, after having a drink or 2 or more, so when you have drink, the senses, you're not in complete control of your senses. You might get very angry very fast. You might get aggressive very fast. That's the time you lose control. I'm not saying don't drink. Drink. Control. Be aware of your limits.
And
I've
how
shared in the
people can
notes. Sorry,
probably,
go ahead.
sorry.
Yeah.
How people can read wrong into some things also. Like I heard a cab guy tell me that, first of all, he may already have a perception about girls smoking and drinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, when some people see some woman coming out of a bar or drunk or that too in the middle of the night, they
Yes.
already look at them differently as if these are people who want to be laid or something like that, right? And then this guy says, you know what, not only are they drunk, not only are they in these remote areas asking for a cab at middle of the night, once they come in, they insist on sitting in the front seat next to us. And then they are, touchy-feely all the time about where my gear is. And then if something happens, they are going to tell that we are on the wrong. So they're reading like, you may or may not be doing for that purpose. But then I think, again, coming back to, you have to have at least the minimum senses even after you have taken the drinks or whatever you have done, to make sure that you are aware that, how others can also read that, and you are a soft target, because you don't need too much to be empowered in any case, kind of thing. Yeah.
So Archana, being culturally aware is very important.
Very important.
The dress that you wear in Bangalore may not be
Absolutely.
suitable to go and wear in a small town place.
Cannot
They will
agree
look at
with
you
you more.
differently.
Yes. It's
So-
almost like you're asking people to look at you, right? They say that. Why are you wearing then, if you don't want us to look at you, then
So-
why are you wearing something so...
So you have to be careful on being culturally aware. It's very important to be culturally aware. Yes, Ajay, you're saying something.
Actually, for people who are interested in this topic, I've put up a note in the notes here. There's this guy called Gavin D. Becker. He's FBI and was, always investigating not just terrorism, but other things. And this is a fantastic book, especially people with teenagers, male or female. It's called The Gift of Fear. And women are remarkably well geared because of their natural intuition, which they override by overthinking and rationalization. That arey, he punched me or beat me, but it's a one-off. So actually, banda sahi hai. That sort of, it's those sorts of survival
Or even staring,
instincts.
Sanjay, like, when people are staring, girls can make out even as if you have an eye on the back, at least. I know for girls for sure,
Correct.
like we can, but then you feel, what can I say if somebody is just looking? But
So
the difference between looking
rationalization,
and staring. Yeah,
whereas the gut
absolutely.
has already warned you,
Yes.
get the hell out of there, right?
Yes.
But you're rationalizing and therefore increases chances of something negative, right?
So, one instance I would like to tell.
Sure.
Actually, my husband is a very, very cautious person. He's always worried that the doors are closed, people don't intrude, or he's a very cautious, more than me. But what has happened, every day he takes I got a special kit. He takes my son for a walk every day. So some people have noticed that, yes, I think I can target this person by talking about what problem he has or about his son. So one day, he has followed him and he has asked him, have you got diabetes and all that? Then you must be having some nerve problem and all. So then he started telling, I've got a medicine. Tomorrow I'll come to your house. Just he told 3 ingredients. This coconut oil, then haldi, and some yelaki. I don't know in Kannada, I am telling it. Cardamom. So if you just keep these things, I'll come and prepare it. My husband has welcomed him inside the house next day. He told him to come and we have kept everything ready. I don't know why he did this. After seeing him, I started telling him that there are a lot of people in the house. I started fearing something. This is not just about medicine. Then he told us slowly, he started telling, he prepared that oil also by boiling it. Then he came and told me, Madam, till this whole process is over, you are not going to talk to your husband or not talking anything about anything. Then he has told my husband that Malleshwaramli, you will get one medicine. We will all go. Means I will come in auto and you please take your car. I'll follow you. what my husband has done. And I asked him how much money. He told anything, means it can be anything, thousands. I told him, no, you just tell me the which shop. I will just go and bring it the next day. There's no problem. He told, no, no, no. I don't know whether the shop is there or not. I will have to take you, see it and all that. And my husband has believed him fully. He has kept all his bank passbooks, checkbooks, everything in his pocket. I don't know whether he has hypnotized him, because he never, my husband is, I don't know if you see him, no, he's he will teach everybody how to be very cautious. But that day, he has fully fallen into it. We have taken an auto also. He has come in a bike behind us, and we have taken the auto also. Then when I reached Gandhi Bazaar, I found that something is literally going wrong. Then I told my husband, please, we will go back. I don't want any medicine. When we just stopped him, we told, no, we are going to go back. He started shouting on me. Madam, I had told you, not to talk this whole, till this whole process is over. Why did you talk in between and stop this? He was so furious on me. Then I told my husband, next day I'm in paper, one couple who have reached Malleshwaram are somewhere lying down in somewhere. Somebody has killed them. It will come in the newspaper. It's better be more cautious now and let us go back. And this was, I think, we have just escaped, I don't know, a very major thing. And I don't know how he has, whether hypnotized or what has happened, I don't know. My husband has kept all the checkbook and passbook in his pocket, and he's coming there to give any amount of money.
Artiji, it's called social engineering. And it's a technique that is very skilled sociopaths in particular use to gain your trust and then do whatever they need to. You're lucky this guy was a sociopath. Some 2% of the population are psychopaths. They are the same as sociopaths, cold-hearted, and they will kill you also. So your instinct kicked in, and so nice that you responded to your instinct. And
after going to Gandhi, I don't know, this is enough. I don't want any medicine. Just let us go back. Then I don't know what would have happened. He also doesn't know whether that medicine shop is there or not. And he's just taking us to Malleshwaram. Such a funny thing, and we are getting influenced by him.
No. Okay, that was a wonderful session. Any other questions? I'm asking because of the interest of time. I'm very conscious that we are at 12. So any other further questions or points for Major Paul? Anyone?
Mangshu, Raghav, Nirakar, if I may add and help you, Sanjay, pointing out some of our specific registrants for this session.
Of course.
Anything from you guys for Major Paul?
So normally the session, so I carry the session out physically. So I also normally show some ways in which you can avoid getting into trouble. So like I told you, holding a hand out. So you saw it on screen, but when you see it physically, it's a different thing. So if you guys want me to come over and speak to you guys physically, I'm more than happy. I need some advance notice, that's it.
So you have one invitation from Nagaratna already. Definitely.
Yeah, thank you.
So Nagaratna, I will share his details.
Mr. Paul, I will contact Archana for the contact details and all that. Definitely. Yes,
definitely.
So thank you, Mr. Paul. I had a wonderful session. So I wanted to thank you. I just told my story and forgot to thank you.
That's fine.
A lot of points which we have to remember in future.
That's okay. That's fine.
Yeah, so I guess that's a wrap. Firstly, I want to thank the entire audience, everyone who took time out on a busy Saturday to attend this wonderful session by Major Paul. I mean, it's exceeded all expectations and really looking forward to many more. And thank you for your time as well. And looking forward to the next session. So over to Archana to close it out.
Yeah, thank you, Sanjay. You already did the honors, and thank you, Sanjay, for managing this so beautifully. So once again, thanks to Major Paul, thanks to Sanjay, and thanks to each one of you in the audience. And I would definitely look forward to having all of you again next Saturday for another interesting topic. hold on till Tuesday to know what the topic will be. And in the meantime, we will, of course, share the recording of this session also. Feel free to share it with others that you think might benefit from it. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Hi,
Archana.
hi, Aarti.
Namaskaram.
Hi, Aarti.
Yeah,
Very
Nagaratna
long
will
time.
be.
Namaste.
Yeah, we have got